Today I want to share some sad and exciting news with you at the same time. After 131,000 miles, my car Sparky is being retired. Sparky, or my 2014 Chevy Spark, was my workhorse for the past 7 years. I initially bought it as a commuter to go between Ontario, California, to Burbank. That was my normal commute. It was about 60 miles or so. I was previously driving a 2003 Lincoln Navigator that was running me, with the fuel prices at the time, about $100 every 3 days to fill up. When I got Sparky, that went down to $35 a week. So it was a great commuter car. We ended up back in Central California, and I drove Sparky from Fresno over the Grapevine to Los Angeles every Monday. And then every Thursday, I would drive back from Los Angeles back to Fresno. And that was a lot of miles. After a while, we moved the family to Bakersfield, and I did a daily commute. So from Bakersfield to Burbank every day over the Grapevine. That commute was a little over 200 miles a day over the Grapevine. And shortly after we moved to Bakersfield, the transmission blew on Sparky. So it was all covered under warranty, fortunately. But ever since the transmission was replaced, she's been rock solid. I have nothing negative to say about my Spark. In fact, I would recommend anybody looking for a compact, fuel-efficient vehicle, look at the Chevy Spark. It well exceeded my expectations for a car of its size and its limitations. I mean, it's a 4-cylinder compact. It's not designed to do some heavy commuting and over huge mountaintops. It did really well. So now for the exciting news. I bought a Tesla. I'm kidding. As much as I'd love to own a Model Y, the cost right now just isn't justifiable. They're more affordable than the Model S and the X, but at the same time, I can't justify that kind of car payment with everything else going on. No, I could afford it, I just can't justify it. So what I did buy was a slightly used 2017 Nissan Leaf S with most of the available options on it and roughly about 24,000 miles. It has the DC fast charge, which was the most critical component for us, because if we travel, we want to be able to quickly charge this car on the way to our destination. Normally we take trips to Disneyland or to Southern California. So Disneyland from our house is just over 250 miles one way. The Leaf, under ideal conditions, gets about 100 miles per charge. That's going to require some stops, and we don't want to wait for hours and hours and hours to charge a battery. So the DC fast charge is supposedly capable of doing about 80% of your capacity in about 30 minutes. The rest areas along Highway 99 have added chargers, and they have the CHAdeMO chargers, so I can use that to recover the 80% quickly. And our normal stops when we stop at these rest stops is about 15 minutes. So now we have the option of, we could either hang out for another 15 minutes, and they do have vending machines and places to sit, and we can rest and relax. So we can either wait the additional 15 minutes and get the 80%, or I can plug it in for the 15 or so minutes that we're there, get it boosted up just a bit, and get down the road to the next stop. We still do have our ICE Kia Soul, so we're not forced to travel in the EV. That being said, if we do travel in it, it will be with the intention of actually traveling in it and knowing that we're going to have to stop. Now, again, under ideal conditions, I get about 100 miles per charge. On a trip, we're going to have luggage, extra weight. My wife has to have her air conditioning, so I expect we'll get roughly about 70 or so miles per charge. There are rest stops, every 45 miles or so it's not an issue. We can stop and charge it up. Going up the Grapevine, we're going to use a lot of energy, but we'll recoup some of that on the regen coming down the Grapevine. So, I expect maybe 4 stops or so. So it's going to add, if we do 30 minutes per charge on the DC, it would add an extra 2 hours to our trip. So our 4-hour journey to Disneyland would turn into about 6 hours. I don't know if we'll do that with the kids. It's kind of hard to do with the kids in the car. And by kids, I mean my kids are teenagers, so they get bored really easy and they're not easily distractible anymore. So it may be, the wife and I just taking a cruise, just her and I, and relaxing, which would actually lessen the load in the car. We'll see how that goes. We'll figure it out. Now, the car is supposed to be delivered in 2 days. For me, that is an eternity, but for you, it'll just be a couple of seconds. So I'll see you then.
2 days later.
If you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to click the subscribe button. Also, click the bell icon to receive notifications when I upload new content. And as always, thanks for watching.